Yo, 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 this is Mr. O. Yo, 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 this is Mr. O. And today we're going to learn about graphing cube function. What do we know? We know that this is a cube root because the index here is 3. Okay? And the cube function is something like an S graph. It's going to be like this. Okay? Just want to give you an idea right now. So let's go and graph the parent function of a cube root. So here's the system. We're going to try to cheat the system. We're going to anticipate the values that will give us an integer. If we use x to be equal to 8 and we plug it here to the 8 here, what's cube root of 8? The cube root of 8 is 2 because 8 can be broken into 2 and 4 to 2 and 2. There are 3 2's there. That makes it twice. It's 2 here. What's cube root of 1? Cube root of 1 is just 1. Cube root of 0 is 0. Cube root of negative 1 is negative 1. And cube root of negative 8 is negative 2. Okay, if we try to graph it, we're going to go to 8, 2, 1, 1, 0, 0, negative 1, 1, and negative 8, 2. We try to connect them. And that's our graph. Okay, so if you notice, the domain here is all real numbers. And the range here is also all real numbers. Now, there are movement of the graph here. Sometimes this graph here goes to the right or left, sometimes it goes up or down. And that's where the translation occur here. When you have y is equal to a, the multiplier, this is the one that tells us how much it goes up or down. Sometimes our graph will be like as flat as normal. Sometimes it go a little steeper, like that. Or sometimes it get compressed. So the A dictates that one. And sometimes it reflects over the y-axis. It goes something like this. That happens when the value of A is negative. When we have a number in the radicand, x minus h, a factor, that tells us that it goes sideways. And if it's positive, it goes to the left. If it's minus, it goes to the right. Plus k here is the number outside the square root. It's a vertical movement. It tells us if it's going to go up or down. If that's positive, it goes up. If it's negative, it goes down. If you notice in a vertical, it's as is, whatever the sign. If it's positive, it goes up 2, let's say. But here, if it's plus 2, let's say, that means it's going to go left. So you got to pay attention to the sign. So let's try to fill out this table here. So we're given y is equal to cube of x plus 5. How is the horizontal translation here? This time it's going to move left 5 because that's positive. And since there's no number right here, there will be no vertical translation. It will be same thing as the parent function. Next, y is equal to cube root of x minus 4. This x minus 4 tells us it's going to the right 4. And the plus 2 here is going to go up 2. Next, y is equal to cube root of x plus 8. There's no number here. That means there will be no vertical translation. But the plus 8 tells you that you're going to go up by 8. Here, y is equal to cube root of x plus 4. That means you're going to go left 4. And the minus 6 here tells you to go down 6. Okay, let's try to graph y equals cube root of x minus 2 plus 3. I have here the 5 basic points. This is the basic points. This is the points from the parent function from the table right here. So let's do it. So first, it says here minus 2. That means it's going to go right 2. When you go to the right 2, the x value change here. So we're going to add 2 to the x value. So the 8 2 will become now 10 2. The 1 1 becomes 3 1. The 0, 0 becomes 2, 0. The negative 1 becomes 1, negative 1. And negative 8 becomes negative 6, negative 2. Again, how did we get that one? We added 2 to all the x values of our original coordinates from the parent function. Next, it says here we're going to add 3. So we're going to add 3, we're going to up 3 here. So our y value will go up 3, will be adding 3. So this becomes now 10, comma 5. This becomes now 3, comma, you add 3 there, it becomes 4, 2, comma 3, 1, comma 2, and negative 6, comma, you add 3 there, it's going to be 1. And then we're going to plot our points now. So 10, 5 is going to be right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. And negative 6 and 1. So our graph now becomes something like this. Very simple, right? Next, what if we have y is equal to negative? There's a multiplier of negative 1 there. Cube root of x plus 2 minus 4. Again, we stick with our 5 basic points from the parent function. And the plus 2 here tells us to go left 2. That means we're going to subtract 2 to the x value. So this becomes now 6, 2, negative 1, 1, negative 2, 0, negative 3, negative 1, and negative 10, negative 2. So what happened there again? We subtracted 2 to all the x values from the original coordinates or from the parent function. And subtracted 2 to the coordinate. The next thing to do here is we are going to multiply the y value by negative 1 because of the multiplier here. So we're going to do this one last. Okay, so because of the negative 1 here, we're going to multiply it by, the multiplier is negative 1. We're going to multiply the y value by negative 1. So this becomes 6, negative 2, negative 1, negative 1, negative 2, 0 still, negative 3, negative positive 1, and negative 10, positive 2. Now we will try to subtract by 4 the y value again because of the minus 4. So it's going to go down 4. So this will give us now 6, negative 6, negative 1, negative 5, negative 2, negative 4, negative 3, negative what? 1 minus 4 is negative 3. And negative 10 minus 2. Now we plot the point. 6, negative 6 is right here. Negative 3, negative 3, negative 10, negative 2, negative 5 right there. And then we connect them all. And that's our graph. Next, what if we have y equals 2 as a multiplier, cube root of x minus 1. Again, we start with the 5 basic points. There's no horizontal translation here, so we'll just multiply it by 2. The multiplier is 2. That means we're going to multiply the 2, multiply it to the y value. So this becomes 8, comma 4. This becomes 1, comma 2, 0, comma 2, 0, comma 0, negative 1, comma negative 2, and negative 8, comma negative 4. Okay, because you multiply the y value by 2. Then the negative 1 outside means you're going to go down 1. So you're going to subtract 1 to the y value. 8, 3, 1, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 1, negative 3, negative 8, negative 5. Now we plot the points. 8, 3 right here. 1, 1, 0, -1, -1, -3, and -8, -5 there. So the graph here going to be look like this. Okay, there you have it, and that's how you graph cube root function. As always, kaboom.